Hello everyone, I'm Jess with the Lompoc Public Library. And today we will be doing a craft as part of Reading Colors Your World. Today we will be making a tissue paper flower. And if you picked up a kit from the library, it'll come with a piece of paper, some random colors of tissue paper. You will need to find some glue and a pencil to help with this craft. Or if you have supplies at home, you can always make your own tissue paper, or you can procure it from random stores. This video is not sponsored, so I will not name the stores, but the stores. All right, for today's example, I'm actually gonna fold my piece of paper in half to make a card. All right. Because it's someone I know's birthday coming up, I'm sure they would appreciate this. All right. Next, I'm gonna take the pencil and I'm gonna draw a flower design. This will help me when I'm placing the tissue paper to know where to put everything. So I'm just gonna make a very, very light, delicate strokes with the pencil, and just that way you don't have to necessarily erase it later and it's not as visible through the tissue paper. Just enough so you can see that there is a some sort of shape. In fact, what you can see is that you can barely, if at all, see the lines, which will be good for when I put it all together. Because I don't want to give a gift and have it, only look so-so. Somebody said that to me once, and I was like, oh, you're supposed to be gracious when you receive a gift, even if it is so-so. But it really was so-so, so I can't really blame her. So now we're gonna take the glue. If you have a stick of glue like this, you can just place it down, or if you have the liquid glue, just pour some and move it around. You can even use the pencil at this point to move it around and just make a nice thin layer of glue inside where the flower will be. Now, if you'd picked up the kit, you'd have a really, truly random assortment of tissue paper. So just select one of the colors to be the inside of the flower. Now for this, we'll take one piece of tissue paper and you'll take the eraser end of the pencil and you're going to wrap the tissue paper very delicately around, so that way it looks like it's wrapped around the eraser. Then we're going to stick the eraser side down inside fairly hard, and then you'll just lift the pencil out so that it looks like this. And we're going to do that with the next tissue. I'm just going to very delicately wrap it around. If it happens to tear, it's not that big of a deal. We'll work with that as well. It's just easier if it doesn't tear. So that's why you have to be as careful as you can when wrapping it around, not too strong. All right, if you notice, I'm going to place them fairly close together. There's 3 here. That way they come up like so. And we'll probably put a few more down. The number you put down and of the color is completely up to you. I just happen to have a few more in this color, so I'm going to go ahead and use my few left of this color to kind of help build out this. So as you can see, I used roughly this amount. All right, now I'm going to pick another color and I'm going to start wrapping. You may notice that some of the tissue paper are of different lengths or different shapes. Not all of them will be square. And if they're all the same shape, that's okay, because they truly are a random assortment. Whether it's circular or square, you can still use the same basic technique to wrap it around the pencil and then put it on the page. Now, sometimes with some glue, it might dry as you're going through, so you might have to reapply the glue at various times. So you can definitely feel the page and see if it's sticky enough and add more glue as you go. So then as we do this, you'll notice I'm taking the new color and going around the flower. This creates the petals of this flower to get a little bit of a contrast and to show the difference between the seed part of the plant and the flower part, or the petal part. And if you happen to know the scientific names for all the parts of the flower, that is awesome. And there we go. So we're gonna make some more. You don't have to make a flower. I should have probably said that at the beginning. You can have any shape that comes to mind. Some people do stars or cars or trees. They might even do like a soccer ball, basketball, or if you have enough, you might even do a landscape scene like at the beach. Really, whatever comes to mind, whatever the colors speak to you. And if you wanted to make your own, you can purchase the tissue paper and just cut it up into bits and pieces to make your own designs. This is also a fun way to make cards because it brings a little 3 dimensions to it. All right, so now that I've gone completely around, you can see that there's now 2 tones to it to make up the flower. I happen to have a little bit of a 3rd color, so I'm going to make a stem. So I'm just going to put some glue down, and then I'm going to wrap this one. This has to be very small squares, so we're going to be extra careful in case it rips. And now for this one, because I have far less of this color, I'm gonna actually spread them out a little bit more than I did with the other petal. That way they can breathe a bit. And this is one way you can expand or contrast different sections of what you create, or show a different movement or flow with it, or show a different density. All right, I'll show you what I mean with this. So I only used 4 of these tissue papers, and to give it the length and the feeling that it's delicate, I had it spread out a little more, versus these are all a little bit more densely packed within its space. So that is just one technique for how you can elongate a space or fill more of a space with fewer of the tissue paper, or how you can put more tissue paper packed in a little higher. If you notice, even from here, you can see the height difference between this is spread out more, so it's lower, it's wider, versus this is denser and then taller. So then even from afar, you can think, here's the card, and you can see it has that nice 3 dimensions to it, and we now have our fun flower. And that concludes this tutorial on our tissue paper flowers and how to make a pretty snazzy card. Again, you can pick any shape that you would like. I just happen to pick flowers. And you can make away. And remember, reading colors your world. Be sure to log your books read and your book reviews on Beanstack. Until next time, bye!